Development Officer Bob Black. Bob, this has to be like the delivery of a newborn baby for you. You've been watching this, overseeing this project for years, and to finally see it all come to fruition tonight, what's going through your mind and your heart right now?
My heart is beating really quickly right now.
Well, understandably.
This has been a real journey that began for our organization back in June of 2008 and began for me personally in October of 2009. And so there were moments in time where we weren't sure that this grand aspiration would actually come to reality. And so it's incredible to look back on that history and to look out to what's all around us and to see this magnificent building that is truly the realization of a dream for our organization. And it's been a very personal journey for those that have been involved in it, and I think all of us have always been focused on opening night for the Edmonton Oilers, and here it is.
How much pride comes in overseeing this project, and what can you tell the world, because you travel a lot and you talk to a lot of different people when you talk about this facility, because Edmonton always had a facility that was good but just kind of got the job done. Now all of a sudden this thing is a crown jewel, and for you, what do you tell people when they ask you what's so good about this place?
Well, addressing first the pride, I'll tell you that there's a tremendous amount of pride to just be involved in this process, and this has been, I referred to earlier, a personal journey. It's been a personal journey for all of us, including Daryl Cates. And this is what you're seeing before you, very much Daryl's vision for what could be accomplished. And he was very personally involved in the design throughout the process. And so what you see here today is really, in a very real way, a realization of a grand vision of his personally. This facility, I think, does set new standards in so many regards. And so I think that will attract a tremendous amount of attention, literally worldwide, and in fact it already has.
Right.
The aspiration that Daryl had for this facility from the beginning was to build literally the finest arena in the world. And
that's no easy feat.
It's no easy feat.
Right.
And there was a tremendous amount of research that went into that in all regards. The research into what had worked well in other arenas around the world, and indeed what had not worked well. The research into how to create, the very best leading-edge fan experiences. The research into how to make this building operate seamlessly from a hardcore operations perspective. The research into our local fan base, talking to people about what Edmontonians and Northern Albertans were looking for in an arena. The research into how to get the best bang for our buck, because we had a hard budget on this that we didn't have any flexibility on.
Right.
And ultimately we got a tremendous value for money in this project, in substantial part because we spent so much time looking at how to be as efficient as we could be in the spending of that money. And so there's a tremendous amount of diligence that went into this, and I think that all those things have contributed very materially to what you see here today.
Is it a stretch to say maybe this is the start of a newer Edmonton, a coming of age, if you will, or is that being too cheesy in your mind? Because there's always been this reluctance to really embrace your own city in Edmonton. People have been like that, but talking to friends and all of a sudden it seems like, no, there should be some swagger to the city. Is that maybe part of this? Is this a catalyst in your opinion?
I think so. I think that when we set out thinking that Edmonton should aspire to no less than having the best facility in the world.
Naturally, right.
We were serious about that, and I think that what has happened in part is that some of the reaction has been people walking in here and going, wow, I never thought we'd have this in Edmonton. And there should be no reason why Edmonton shouldn't set its sights on being one of the greatest mid-sized cities in the world. And I think we are seeing a transformation in Edmonton. We're seeing a physical transformation in terms of what's happening in our downtown, where it is transforming before our very eyes. But I think that we're also seeing an attitudinal adjustment in the sense that I think that there is a new emerging confidence in our city that we should strive to be great in all regards. And one of the things that's really so very positive from my perspective is that we're seeing the development of a young entrepreneurial class in Edmonton that is very aligned with taking the city to another level. So these are exciting times. We said at the very beginning that this was about our children and grandchildren and what kind of city we would dare to be. And so it's with a tremendous amount of gratification that I hear those kind of things and have those kind of conversations with people, because I do think that there is a new confidence that is emerging here in our core that will permeate throughout the city. And I think that good enough is no longer going to be good enough in Edmonton.
Right.
And that we're going to hold development to a different level or standard.
Yeah.
I think that this arena is really the start of that.
Bob, real quick, because I know you're busy, you got a big day ahead of you. What is the fan getting? Because the majority of the patrons will be fans coming and seeing hockey games or concerts and other events. What is the fan getting when they come to this building? A
tremendous amount of attention to detail in terms of the fan experience. I will say to you that one of the really significant guiding principles in our design process was to create great fan experiences for every ticketed patron. And so the number and nature of the amenities throughout this building and the accessibility to great amenities for every fan in the building was something that was really important to us. The fact that we have a full upper concourse with great neighborhoods in the upper bowl is part of that. But it's only part of it in the sense that, we spent a lot of time within our group and consulting with experts to really take that fan experience to a different level, and it impacts on the strategies with respect to everything. How to get in and out of the building, the proximity of amenities to the different seating areas. That was always something that when we were designing this building that we spent a lot of time focusing attention on.
Bob, it's a very special day for the city, for yourself, for everyone involved with this mega project. Thank you so much for doing this. Always appreciate chatting with you.
Absolutely, my pleasure, and it's going to be a great evening. We talk at OEG about I remember moments, and they just keep on coming one after another for me. I'll say very plainly that there's been so many indelible moments already in this process. Tonight promises to be that really, really special I remember moment that I will hang on to for the rest of my days.
Enjoy it tonight, Bob. Bob Black, Chief Development Officer for OEG, as we take a look at premium seating here at Rogers Place.